but not to tell you that when you found out, katakanlah you jumpa the so called apa yang kita panggil dulu saya agak intrinsic value because you always thought that wow, if I get that it means dah success. No, doesn't mean you are successful, akan jadi berjaya, tak semesti juga. Assalamualaikum. Sorry sesama sikit. Sejuk. Tak tahan lah Europe ni, sejuk lah. Apa nama tadi okey sikit, sebab apa 14.15, lepas tu dah mula drop dah ni. Okey, dia kata tempat saya duduk tu kata mungkin drop ke 8 atau 9 malam ni Alright, sekarang saya berada di mana? Hari ni 17 hari bulan, hari Sabtu rasanya. Okey, hari pun tak ingat. Saya berada di Mestre, Italy Hari tu semalam saya berada di Ljubljana, Slovenia. So saya dah go another country di Italy sekarang. Okay, it's just 4 hours journey from Ljubljana. So it only cost about $15 sebab saya book awal, saya punya bus ticket. Alright, so what's up with Mestre? Okay, Mestre ni tak ada benda pun sebenarnya, tapi disebabkan saya booking agak lambat, jadi saya tidak tinggal di Venice sebab option dekat Venice semua yang mahal je. So saya cuba cari tempat yang dekat dengan Venice. So it was Mestre. So for Mestre saya boleh take a bus ataupun a train tomorrow untuk ke Venice. Alright, so dah nak malam kalau you tengok belakang saya tu actually ada bulan Right, so ni center square dia Mestre, nothing much because saya pun terkejut saya punya yang caretaker kat tempat saya tinggal tu kata hari Sabtu dia orang tak, apa, shopping mall pun tutup. Alright, so topic for today Okay, kenapa ada banyak jenis style dalam saham ni? Maksud saya kat sini bukan hanya ada satu cara untuk involve yourself dalam pasaran saham. Maknanya ada orang buat FA, ada orang buat TA, ada orang based on company valuation, ada orang gunakan banyak-banyak cara lah basically. Okay, macam saya tak ada sampai detail sangat company valuation, saya use simple valuation. Tapi message yang saya nak sampaikan is actually ada banyak cara ni sebab tidak ada satu pun actually cara yang definitif, yang confirm you akan 100% you akan make money. Alright, tidak ada Alright. So kenapa kita study FA in the first place? Fundamental in the first place is supaya kita tak make wrong choices in the company. Tetapi bila you buat you punya calculation katakanlah you do your you baca dia punya financials, katakanlah you go through all their accounts and then you do your ratios, lepas tu you do some valuation. Siapa yang nak go detail boleh buat DCF, ada yang orang buat SOP, dividend model yield, ataupun saya guna simple valuation je. Saya just banyak guna book value and as well as dividend model yield, sometimes depends kalau ada consistency dalam dividend. Okay, but not to tell you that when you found out, katakanlah you jumpa the so called apa yang kita panggil dulu saya agak intrinsic value because you always thought that wow, if I get that it means dah success. No, doesn't mean you are successful, akan jadi berjaya, tak semesti juga. Okay, because one thing, share movement ni banyak factor it's not just supply demand, it's the company itself. Di sama ada dia nak move ke tak, bergantung kepada the company. Okay, company tu the shareholders inside, siapa majority yang control company tu. Jadi banyak faktor jadi kenapa kita, but why fundamental tu sangat penting, so that dalam banyak-banyak, because not all the stocks in the Bursa Malaysia ada 900 over counter adalah good stocks. There are bad stocks inside there. So you have to understand, if you make wrong choices, jangan cerita pasal belum tentu tadi. Okay, belum tentu untuk you make it, you orang kata jadikan you beli saham tu menjadi gila-gila. Itu pun jangan cerita. Kita cerita that if you buy a bad stock, the possibility yang tu tak actually kita cerita possibility that that company will fall. Okay, and then become delisted at the end of the day and you will lose 100% of your money. Okay, so benda itu yang kita nak avoid. Sebab tu kita study fundamental. Okay, in terms of entry is more on technical analysis bagi saya sebab saya adalah long term investor. As a long term investor, even if I make mistake in my entry by let's say lah by berapa persen, 5%, by 6% sekalipun, saya tak kisah sebab I look in the long run. Okay, in the long run some of my stocks are making me around 100%. Okay, and the highest yang saya pernah dapat adalah 800%. So what is a 5 to 6% margin of error kalau saya silap sekalipun dalam entry? Alright, sebab tu saya tak berapa that keen. Bukan saya jenis yang macam saya kena really study on the entry time apa semua. Saya lebih study on the movement of the company in terms of the business. Okay, sebab tu saya selalu cakap dekat saya punya students, saya punya clients Okay, I always tell them that the most important thing bila you tengok stock baru, the first thing is always you need time to watch the counter. Okay, you need time to watch the counter. Kenalah tengok, kita pusing sini pula kenalah tengok quarter by quarter, okay, how the company is going. Alright, and then with the current global punya ni, okay, banyak macam masalah sekarang kan, ada Brexit apa semua ni. Alright, the currency Malaysia pun tak menentu sekarang ni. So there are a lot of things you kena consider, especially company-company yang export, okay, because the Malaysian company yang banyak import from outside, so the cost is very high. Okay, and also the minimum wages dah naik so that will be an impact also to, sorry kena hati-hati sikit, saya baca juga pasal Itali ni. Okay, kita kena careful dengan barang-barang kita right, suasana Itali tak ada benda pun mesra ni. Besok Venice saya akan cari satu spot menarik, saya akan shoot. So balik pada tadi is saya lebih suka untuk tengok quarter to quarter. Saya monitor lama quarter to quarter. Kadang-kadang satu company tu it takes 1 year macam dulu saya Bio Alpha Holdings tu, it took me 1 year baru untuk make that decision to enter. Alright, and then bila saya entry, silap je. Saya beli 26 lebih, dia turun sampai 21, but I average out, saya beli lagi 21, sekarang dia jadi 24. Itu dia naik sampai 27, 28. But I look at this company as a potential company. Because, okay, first saya tak promote Bio Holdings, okay, so jangan ingat saya dapat commission ke apa, tak ada, okay. Saya tak qualified untuk promote ke apa-apa, okay, it's just my sharing of a company, okay. Saya keen sebab satu ialah saya study biotechnology, so it's one of the dreams masa saya pernah sembang dengan mak saya pasal alangkah baiknya kalau hempedu bumi yang benda-benda pahit apa pegaga apa semua yang all those herbs kat Malaysia ni, alright, semua dalam bentuk pil je. Okay, so kita tak payah nak kena kunyah-kunyah nak pahit-pahit apa semua tu. So orang kata everything's in the pill. That was the dream that I had with my mother lah. Kita orang borak satu sebab rumah kita orang banyak tanah herbal Okay, we have a lot of land space, okay, at our home. So mak saya suka menanam herbal-herbal apa semua, so banyak lah kita terpaksa extract cara lama lah. Alright, so I was very keen and interested bila saya found out this Bio Alpha Holdings where they do the herbal plantation, at the same time they also process it into orang kata supplements right, so it's quite interesting the way they expand apa semua, and kerjasama dia dengan MTDC as well as there's Perbadanan Nasional also ada involved dalam ada invest in the company. So it's something that I look forward to lah, especially when diorang punya penanaman di Terengganu Pasir Raja, was it? Rasanya Pasir Raja nama dia. Okay, penanaman di kat Terengganu tu is growing dia ada dia punya target tu berapa ni. Diorang dapat dalam 1000 ekar rasanya. 1000 ekar ke 1000 hektar. Saya tak ingat. But it's growing so kita boleh tengok there's a potensi later, okay, and then dia acquire the pharmacy tu, I don't remember the pharmacy's name, okay, so dia ada chain of pharmacies in KL dia orang acquire, so they are moving forward basically. So saya nampak company tu sebagai satu potential, so that's where I invest my money. Whether it works, whether it's jamin akan confirm saya akan buat duit gila-gila apa semua, I don't know. And nobody knows. Kalau outside there siapa yang tahu siapa yang tahu which company apa semua. I'm not talking with those with insider trading, those with information I mean normal player yang betul-betul tahu dia akan jadi billionaire. Alright, nobody knows. No matter how good you are, no matter how expert you are, you can analyze, but you don't know when and will it happen or not. But to the best of our ability, bila kita buat kita punya studies, kita buat kita punya ni, kita confident, kita follow up with the company, okay, follow up orang kata in terms of just not just news but also the financial results quarter by quarter, so kita boleh buat decision making dekat situ. Banyak je juga company yang saya beli yang saya cut later. Okay, there are those companies yang saya tengok macam it's not moving forward sangat. Not to say the company is not good, but I look into other opportunities. Alright, because remember in investment our resources are limited. Okay, kita bukannya ada unlimited funds. Jadi kita kena choose our investment well. Jadi sebab itu kita study the fundamental analysis. But to say FA will guarantee 100% apa semua, no, dia tidak juga guarantee. Okay, but at the very least you can save yourself from selecting really bad counters. Okay, itu kelebihan memiliki fundamental. Alright, you understand the business, you understand how to read the accounts, you understand how to do the trends of the ratio. Kalau you pandai valuation lagi bagus. So benda-benda macam tu akan membantu you dalam mengelakkan memilih counter-counter yang buruk. Alright, so bila you dah analyse, you dah beli, tak semestinya dia akan naik berdesuk terus. Tak ada, nobody knows. Okay, that's the truth. And sebab tu kalau orang tanya saya kan counter apa nak beli tu, saya dah tahu that this person is still new in the stock market. Okay, orang lama takkan tanya dah soalan-soalan macam tu what to buy. Okay, nobody knows. If I know I would have sold every single asset I have, liquidate everything to cash, buy that stock. Sebab saya tahu dia nak naik, tunggu stock tu naik, I repurchase balik semua asset saya. So not only do I get back my assets, but I have a surplus amount of plenty of cash from the things that I just, orang kata from the stocks that I just beli, sebab saya tahu. Okay, so that's the reality. Nobody knows. That's why kita become careful. Walaupun investment tu kita, company tu kita dah select, kita dah ni, kita don't put everything there. Okay, we never put 100% in the one basket. It's because there is that uncertainty and there is always that orang kata tak ada jaminan. Okay, the risk is there. Sebab tu pelaburan saham ni ada risiko dia. Cuma macam mana you nak manage the risk. Alright, so dah 10 minit video ni. Okay, saya faham kenapa. So saya harap you all faham kenapa I've been stressing on to learn the fundamental. It's not because that is a guarantee that you will definitely make it. Definitely tak. Tapi at the very least you tidak akan membuat mistake-mistake yang cuai dan orang kata mistake-mistake orang yang tidak berilmu, contohnya beli PN17, that kind of thing. You don't make that mistake. Alright, so until then, okay, saya nak gerak-gerak dulu tengok Mestre ni, ambil gambar sikit. So besok saya akan buat lagi satu rakaman dekat Venice pula. Alright, so until then, Mr. Ruki Saham daripada Bandar Mestre, Italy. Okay, 360 degrees. Raja and out. Thank you for supporting Ruki Saham Gakuen. Jangan lupa like saya punya page and also share to your friends. Okay, semoga semua bermanfaat daripada ilmu-ilmu yang saya share di Ruki Saham Gakuen. So Mr. Ruki Saham, Raja and out. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.